I just want to start off with this news. The idea of NVIDIA, again, selling those H20 chips into China. We've had Dan Ives from Wedbush on. He says the demand for NVIDIA chips in general, I know you guys don't buy those H20 chips. Those are for China. But the demand for chips in general has been amazing. He believes there's 10 people that want a chip for every chip available. Can you give us just a state of affairs when it comes to chip demand right now?
Yeah. Artificial intelligence, especially generative artificial intelligence, is driving much of the growth of AWS and Amazon Web Services. So we are the largest and most actively used cloud out there. And much of our growth right now is being driven by demand for AI chips. And I suspect that will continue for the next several years because people are training new models, they are building agents, they're trying to solve problems, and it's exciting times to be out there for the chip business and artificial intelligence in general.
Now, as you mentioned, AWS is the market leader when it comes to cloud infrastructure. I would imagine you'd like to hold on to that leadership. So you're making an announcement, the fact that English is the quote-unquote lingua franca. I know it's like I believe it's Latin. The lingua franca of software development and things like that. So you have some new tools coming out today so that people can develop in all languages. Kind of explain that.
Yeah. So if you look at how people have built software for the past 30, 40 years, they write software in Java or C++, some programming language, and you have to learn that language and how it interacts with the computer to make it do what you want. In the AI world, that's not how you're writing software. You are giving it instructions in natural language. You are asking it to build a website that looks like it's blue in one corner, not giving it specific instructions. Anyone can learn a programming language, but if I am, say, a developer in Korea and I want to give instructions to an AI agent, I would rather do it in Korean. It's my native language. And what we are doing is making sure that wherever you are, programming is global, and software development is global. You can give instructions to your agents in whatever language you choose to and get responses back in that same language. So that's why we are investing in that.
This is an interesting idea, specifically tied to China and maybe some other countries out there, BRICS nations. Why do they want to go to AWS for infrastructure? Why aren't they going to a sovereign AI or infrastructure domestically? Why do you think this is going to attract them? Because it seems like more and more we're seeing different countries, nation blocks like the EU, they want to keep all their data, domestically housed.
Yeah. So two parts to this. One is AWS has now 20 years of expertise building and running applications in the cloud. And people have trusted us to do that for a very long time, and they trust us to do that with AI applications as well. We've also understand and listen to our customers on what their data residency demands are. So for example, we have announced the European Sovereign Cloud, and where we have very strict governance around how data is managed, who manages it. And that makes our customers very comfortable, even when these requirements come up. And we continue working with governments and regulatory bodies and how we can help them do that.
We've reported on some of that news about some of these different sovereign clouds, but I think the other side of the coin I want to ask you, are there limitations on those sovereign clouds as opposed to just being on the public AWS cloud? If you're perhaps like a French company, Mistral, why would you want to be on the European cloud? Does that limit in any way, or is there any advantage to being on that cloud as opposed to being on your regular public cloud?
There's no difference from how the infrastructure is built, how it's run, what's managed, what's available. It's all the same as we do in the public cloud. It's how it's governed, who's operating that infrastructure, how is data access managed. Those are the assurances that we give customers, which makes them comfortable using those clouds.
All right. We also have some news coming up later today. The president expected to announce about $70 billion in AI and energy infrastructure, funding. Is AWS playing a part in that in any way?
We work very closely with the US government and other governments on how we can contribute and be part of these infrastructure spendings. I don't have anything specific on that one, but the area that we continue to work with the government here and elsewhere on is how do we make sure that we understand what the policies are, how we can participate, and make sure that customers get a great experience building AI agents and AI applications, whatever they need to.